Cotswold Trading is a high quality homeware gift retailer. We're based in the Cotswolds, so we've been in business for around 30 years now. Essentially, it started off as a bricks and mortar store on the high street of Broadway, which is this beautiful Cotswold village. And over the years, the store itself has expanded quite a lot. We've also taken on a second store in the market town of Leamington Spa. And on top of that, we've also got a children's toy store in Broadway as well. And then on top of that, we also then have the online business, which has been going probably for the last 15 years now, although really concentrating on online as a business in itself has been sort of the last 4 or 5 years. And it's over that particular period that we've been working with GFS in that way. So it's what we actually sell is a whole range of different products. I mean, we've probably got at any one point 4,000 products online, which is a lot to cope with. It's the store obviously has similar products. We sell a wide variety of things that either people want for their homes or can give to other people in gifting occasions. It's got a sort of slight countryside influence, I would say. That's really been at the core concept of Cotswold Trading for ever since the start. And we sort of follow the seasons. It's definitely got a UK British feel to it, bit of contemporary twist thrown in every now and again. But it keeps me on my toes as marketing manager to try and find that unique angle for promoting products and why somebody would want to buy something from us. So we have our social media channels are integrated into our website from the selling point of view. So if anybody, we sort of have well-targeted campaigns that appear on Facebook and Instagram, and that will then obviously go straight through to our online store. And that's been going for the last few years, really, ever since we sort of concentrated properly on making the online a real major part of our business. We also sell a few key product lines on Amazon. It's become increasingly important for us to be really aware of what customers expect from the point of view of their online journey, and then obviously the delivery of their parcel as the final step in that journey. And transparency as to where their parcel is at any point in the journey has become a vital part of that. And so before we switched over to using GFS, which also went hand in hand with when we switched over to using a new e-commerce platform to us back in 2016, which was the company Visualsoft, who we manage all our online business through, and GFS integrates into that for us. So that then has helped us to really manage some of the pain points. So we've got tracking that's built into all of the online orders so that customers can obviously follow their parcel wherever it is. From the internal point of view, we've got further situations where we can seamlessly manage that journey from the customer's point of view. Our warehouse team can very easily create labels. They can manage that side of things much more easily. It's just a much more of a seamless process, really. So that had been a big pain point beforehand, and now it's just much easier for us. I mean, we're always subject to certain pain points that nobody can possibly predict, whether it's a technology failing or whether it's courier companies being subject to weather issues, or what happened last year, obviously, with strikes. So, I mean, those things are outside of our control to a certain extent, but where it is in our control, we are hopefully managing it a lot better than we used to. It's the sort of two key areas. So we've got GFS Selector, and we have GFS Seeker. So Selector is integrated into our warehouse computer system. So that's where obviously all the labels are created, and that's integrated directly into our order screen, so that labels can be printed off and managed directly from there, and also the ability to sort of manually create labels for the services that aren't yet integrated directly into our order screen. So that's one side, and then obviously the Seeker is managed by our online team, sort of in the office, where we can then follow everything from following the journey of a particular parcel if a customer inquires, or we can look at invoices or credits, we can raise queries on particular parcels, obviously reporting as well. So just a whole host of different aspects to the courier management, which makes it easy for us. Well, we use so we've been selling online, as I said, last 15 years. The international side of things has always been a sort of tiny part of what we do. It has become a little bit more challenging since Brexit, I must admit. I think probably with a lot of other people is a similar sentiment. We sort of suspended our international side for probably quite a few months after the initial Brexit switch over. But we since brought it back online again, and now we are quite clear with our customers exactly what they are getting for the price they are paying. And we use DHL Express for that particular service, which I must admit I'm still constantly amazed about how fast they are. They are so fast. So yes, so we use DHL for most of our international parcels, and we are also considering bringing on board the more cost-effective service of GFS International. So I'm exploring that with our account manager at the moment. So yeah, so hopefully that will be just an alternative for our customers, slightly slower, more cost-effective. We've had a really good relationship with GFS. Our account manager at Laura at the moment, it's been really sort of I'd say collaborative. I get regular updates from her. We sit down, obviously virtually, sit down and have chats about where we could possibly go, what we could revise as far as services concerned, whether we benefit from a different approach to looking at how we either use the services. I mean, at the moment we have a combination of direct pickups. So we have DPD, for instance, who pick up directly from us, and other services which we like with Every, or potentially obviously with GFS International, where we would feed that through your hub in Warrington, to then feed into the respective courier depots. That's obviously based on partly on cost, but also partly on where we are in the country as a pickup point, and the volumes associated with that. So I feel that we, alongside our account manager, we can explore the best options that are available to us, and that's really been sort of the growth that we've had with GFS over the last couple of years, I would say, alongside the 2 years of pandemic and lockdown, which obviously we're trying for many businesses. We benefited quite a bit from being able to be responsive and switch tactics quite quickly, and GFS helped us manage that process, particularly when we had quite a large increase in parcels, with which we hadn't planned for, and just due to the massive increase in demand, particularly in the first year of lockdown. So that was managed as smoothly as we possibly could do, considering the circumstances. although we don't specifically do anything that's directly related to Black Friday or Cyber Monday, that whole period of time, which sort of really starts for us in October, mid-October time, and runs right up to the sort of the pre-Christmas week, is a really busy time for us. So that it's a sort of essentially a 6-week to 8-week period where we're seeing our highest volume revenue. Our turnover of stock is incredibly high, and this obviously goes hand in hand with what's going on in our stores as well. So our warehouse is essentially based out of the back of our Broadway store, so and that feeds both the Broadway store and our online business. So it's an incredibly busy time. We sell a really large number of Christmas cards, cards in general anyway, greetings cards, calendars, Advent promotions, Advent products, Christmas decorations, a whole host of different gift ideas for in the run up to Christmas. So we have to be really tight in managing the stock. And that is one of the big things that we've always having to bear in mind in the run up to Christmas. So anything that we can do to ease the process as far as better stock management, and that obviously relates to online business being as smooth as possible, and also then obviously courier management being as smooth as possible in that period of time, is only going to be beneficial for us. So that's what we're dealing with in that pre-Christmas period. I think probably you alluded to beforehand is that we had quite a challenging last quarter of last year. It would have been probably a little bit better had it not been for the bad weather and the strikes. But we weren't alone. You know, we were in the same boat with many other people. So where we mitigated quite a lot of the potentially negative circumstances was through our quick actions alongside our GFS account manager, by trying to think of a different way of how to send parcels, so that people essentially got their goods in time for Christmas. That's, you know, essentially it's all about how can we deliver the best possible customer service even throughout quite a trying time. So I think we managed it as best as we possibly could do. We are fortunate in a way that we don't put all our eggs in one basket. So we don't just concentrate on using one service for UK deliveries. So that enabled us to be able to switch from using Royal Mail, for instance, who we do use for some of our smaller parcels, into the Every network. And we were able to do that with sort of the quick thinking and innovative solutions suggested to us by our GFS account manager. And in the end, I think everything came good, really. So, yeah. It wasn't so much, I don't want to necessarily take credit where credit isn't due. It wasn't so much a sort of an absolute design that we had more than one option available to us when we were faced with strikes or bad weather. It's just a makeup of how, because of our business is the way it is, and we have so many different products that we sell, and they are of different sizes and also of different value. So, which meant right from the start, we had to think of ways in which we could send parcels that could be small but valuable, up to large but not quite so valuable. So that meant that we had to, right from the start, have a couple of different options in our courier basket, as it were, to be able to have those options available to the customer and also to us, so that when we got to the stage where we were faced with those strikes at the end of last year, we automatically had something that was available to us without having to go through the process of bringing another courier service on board, which by the time we would have done that would have been too late, because that process isn't an overnight situation. So I think sort of we were fortunate enough that because of the product mix that we have and have had for a very long time, that has then led to us having multiple options, and was then a saving grace, as it were, in a situation where we had to be flexible fairly quickly. So I don't think that's necessarily something that was that was designed right from the start, but it ended up saving our bacon, if I'm going to put eggs in the same basket as well as bacon. So we've had to balance, obviously, the weighing it up between where everything has gone up cost wise, and so slightly raising our prices. I mean, there's everything has just gone up. I can't really think of a situation where it hasn't gone up across, whether it would be a supplier or courier options. There's that challenge to deal with. But where we are seeing slight changes within our the buying profile of what people are buying and how much they're spending, is that people tend to actually buy more at one point, so that they're not having to then have a lot of smaller numbers of deliveries, which would obviously then cost them more in delivery charges.
Yeah.
So our average order value has slightly gone up over the last year, so which is good.